Okay, so with this we are going to be identifying our systems of equations or writing system of equations and solving in some cases, I believe. So I'm going to do a couple of them for you to follow along, and then you will be left to do some of them on your own. So it says for number 1, a drummer and a guitarist each wrote songs for their band. The guitarist wrote 8 fewer than twice the number of songs that the drummer wrote. They wrote a total of 46 songs. Which system of equations models the situation if the drummer wrote D songs and the guitarist wrote G songs? Okay, so right here they're telling us that there's a total of 46 songs. So I know that if I say G for the guitarist songs wrote and D for the number of songs the drummer wrote, I would have 46 when I added them together. And then it tells me the guitarist wrote, so right here, I know it's going to be G equals, and it's saying 8 fewer, so I know it has to be minus 8, then twice the number of songs that the drummer wrote. So this twice the number part means I have a 2D. So when I write that one out, I have G equals 2D minus 8. So that would leave me with F. Okay? All right, so for number 2, it says Jacob works at an animal shelter. He is responsible for 96 dogs and cats today. The number of dogs is more than twice the number of cats. And it wants us to write the system of equations to represent the situation. So again, they're telling us there's a total for 96. So if we use D for number of dogs, and C for number of cats, I know that when I add D plus C, I would have to get 96. And then it tells us right here the number of dogs. So right away, again, I'm going to say D equals, and then it says 6 more, so that's plus 6, then twice the number of cats, so that would be 2C. So when I write this one out, I get D equals 2C plus 6. All right, so I'm not going to do number 3, but I'm going to go down here to do number 4. Okay, so it says a 20-question math test is worth 100 points. So multiple choice questions are worth 4 points each. Bubble grid questions are worth 8 points each. So I'm going to use X for number of multiple choice questions. And then I'm going to use Y for number of bubble grid questions. Now, it's telling me that there's a total of 20 questions on this test. So that means I have X plus Y, which is the number of multiple choice questions plus the number of bubble grid questions, totaling out to be 20. Okay, and then it's telling me that they're worth, see, the multiple choice questions are worth 4 points each. So I know that I'm going to have 4x plus, and then the bubble grid questions are worth 8 points each. That's 8y, and that equals 100. So I have to find out how many multiple choice questions there are on this test. So in order to do that, that means I need to eliminate my y value so that I can just solve for x. So in order to do that, I need to create a zero pair because I'm going to use the linear combination since both of my equations are in standard form. So I'm going to multiply the whole top equation by -8 because since this one down here has a positive 8, I need this one to be negative so that they zero out. So I have to distribute this -8 to everything inside my parentheses. So when I do that, I get -8x minus 8y equals -160. And then I'm going to just rewrite this one back over here. 4x plus 8y equals 100. So now we're ready to combine them. Here is my zero pair. So when I combine -8x plus 4x, I get a -4x that equals, and then let's see, 160 plus 100 gives me a -60. So now I just need to divide everything by -4, and I'm going to get that x equals, so it's going to be positive, 4 goes into 6 one time, so it'll be 15. All right, so that is my answer because they were only looking for how many multiple choice questions there are on the test. Okay. All right. Let's see. Number 5, it says the line graphed on the grid represents the first of 2 equations in a system of linear equations. If the graph of the second equation in the system passes through the points -12 and 20 and 4 and 12, which statement is true? Well, let's first just graph it out. So for this one, let's see, I have -12 and 20, so that's my point there. And then 4 and 12 is here. And I draw my line. Do you need me for something? Monica? You're good. Okay, so when I draw my line, I can see that they are parallel, it looks like. So it says the only solution to the system is 10, 5. That can't be true because I have no solution because the lines are parallel. They're not going to intersect. And again, it's saying the only solution to the system is 0, 14. Again, we know that's not true. This one says the system has no solution. So that is what we're looking for. Because, again, since they're parallel lines, they're never going to intersect, so therefore they can't have a solution. Okay, so I'm going to leave number 6 and 7. So let's look at number 8. Number 8 says, which is the best estimate for the solution of the system represented on the graph shown? Well, when I'm looking here, I can see that they are going to continue on like this, and this one's going to continue on like that. So I know that the x value has to be somewhere close to 9. And then the y value, it looks like it's going to be close to this 3 right here. So therefore, B would be my best choice here, based on what I'm seeing from what it looks like where they're going to intersect. So that is all for this page. So you have to complete this 6, 7 on the back on your own, and number 3 on the front side of the page.